I'm gonna end up officially calling Robin a fraud. Cause if she don't get in the ring, I'm gonna have a problem. Robin gotta get in the ring. Yeah, y'all thought I forgot about that? Robin gotta get in the ring. Okay, it's been too long. We have made it 1,000 episodes. I'm 1,000 episodes into the series, but I do want to say that me personally, apparently according to the E Streets, this isn't a popular pick. So hey, I'll be weird. This is like easily a top 2 One Piece opening to me. It's definitely my one of my 2. The other one, this is my second, man. It's 1 and 2. It's 1 and 2. No, me personally, it's 1 and 2. But now let's talk about the story of One Piece 1,000 episodes into the series. Starting off, man, how do I feel about Straw Hat Luffy? 1,000 episodes in. Here's the thing about this guy. When I compare him to other glorious kings out there, I still have my nostalgia. Because don't get me wrong, at this point, when you watch something for 1,000 episodes, you get nostalgic for that shit too. One Piece is new to me in terms of continuing the story. Yeah, I definitely have nostalgia for some old One Piece arcs already because, you know, it's 1,000 fucking episodes. However, I'm saying that to say I'm still loyal to some other characters, you know. I still think that just on a pure bias and liking perspective, I like a Gon. I like every other day I might like a Naruto. I definitely still like my glorious King Son Goku, things like that. But is Luffy, when it's all said and done, if it's not already, and he probably just straight up already is one of my favorite main characters of all time? Absolutely. Absolutely. Luffy is a very, very, very easy to root for main character. And this is where I talk about when I say when a lot of criticisms of other animes, Solo criticisms, Dragon Ball criticisms, in a weird way, Naruto, pretty much any shonen anime critics out there, when I talk about sometimes less is more, Luffy's a fucking idiot, and nobody should be offended by that. Not one. Luffy is a fucking moron, and nobody should be offended by that. But because he has such obviously glaring flaws with his fucking membrane, his intellect, and I do think he's a people person, but he's still an idiot, y'all. It's easy to root for the shit that he wants because he's such a one-track minded character. Not saying that he is a basic character, but Luffy is on all accounts a one. If Luffy believes something, he's going to do that one thing. There's no deviations on the plan unless it's life or death on the line. Then the nigga, if Luffy says, hey gang, we're going to Burger King, no matter what the fuck happens, unless someone is about to die in the car because they're allergic to burgers, he's going to Burger King. So, and therefore, it's very easy to root behind Luffy's drive to Burger King type shit and things of that nature. So that's why, like, when we talk about a lot of other characters and we talk about, oh yeah, their character development, their complexities, motivations, all this other Japanese shit. Don't get me wrong, I care about that stuff. I call it Japanese though, because that's unfortunately how like the internet anime fans really make it feel. Because a character like Luffy, I could see, granted, I wouldn't say he doesn't have fucking character development. That's an insanely stupid take. But someone could sit there and call him a simplistic ass character or some shit. And I'm like, dang, that honestly is why he works. So yeah, for long story less long, if you haven't seen One Piece, one thing I can easily say for anybody that clicked this video 1,000 episodes in, you haven't seen One Piece, you want to talk to a guy that still hates the fans. The fans still suck. But I'll definitely say Luffy is easily going to be one of your favorite main characters of all time. Now, who my favorite One Piece character is, 1,000 episodes in, and fucking still, maybe I should amend it to Straw Hat because there's another character that really holds a bond to me, at least. I know he's not a popular pick. We'll talk about that character in a second. But yeah, no, I fucking love Zoro. I don't think there's at this point Zoro's just Inglorious King tier to me. I fucking love the guy. I don't know what to tell you. You could argue he's simpler than Luffy. In fact, I would argue he's a simpler character than Luffy, and I don't give a. You know, I just don't give a. Like the nigga is just cool. But he has his own personality too. For any straw hat nigga that would somehow be offended by me talking about their series being good is crazy. But yeah, no, Zoro definitely has his own complexities as well. Zoro will sit there and he'll essentially be like the dad of the straw hats at times. And if he's not the dad, he's the drunken uncle. And if anything, he's just the mentor at times to Luffy whenever Luffy is just going about things a little too immaturely. So I definitely think Zoro is not only a perfect member for the Straw Hats, but I just think he's a perfect character for the show of One Piece, especially given how many people's combats in the sphere of One Piece is swordsmanship, and he's just literally trying to be the very best and no one ever was. Again, simple concept, but I'm fucking with it, and let alone does Zoro have his own complexities and shit like that. Now, before we get to the weakest things like that, y'all want to see True Peak. I want to see who I really fuck with. My Glorious King. Y'all main character is Luffy, and I understand that. But my main character? Ned! I fucking love Ned, man! and I feel like some of y'all thought I was trolling. I fucking love Ned. He's just like this loser character at first. But I knew that he had the one for all. I knew he had what it took. That's my boy. That's my boy. And I can't, when he get that run back, we smacking niggas. He'll be the one person I see Luffy pull up. Hey, gang, I'm sorry. You got to put the fries in the bag. That's my main character, nigga. I fucking love Ned. But we're talking about characters I love. There's other characters. There's other Straw Hats I'm pretty indifferent on. A character 1,000 episodes in that the chat has tried to make me change. I don't know of the comments, but I seen the top one on one random video. That comment tried to make me change. My editors haven't tried, but I bet they would try to make me change. And it ain't going on. It ain't happening. It's never gonna happen. This is going to be by far and away, I'm spoiling when I finally catch up to One Piece, my most hated character by a mile. Not even close. I thought it would be close for a minute, but it's not. Stop fighting! Stop fighting!
Oh, I forgot to tell you that if you wear a straw hat, the police are gonna hunt you down. Oh, Zoro, I forgot to tell you that if you bring a sword in here, they're gonna cut off your balls. Oh, I forgot to tell you that, Nami, there's no weather here, so you're fucking useless. Oh, I forgot to tell you that, Sanji, everybody, no, shut up. Stop fighting!
She's just so fucking annoying. Reality is, like, there's a lot of good female characters in One Piece. Vivi sucks. There is only one character that even like, I don't even think it's close. I think it's a 1 gap, 2 gap. Every other character is somewhat level of cool or annoying. The other character is Rebecca. Ain't do it. But all that negativity being said, let me just answer some general questions, then maybe self-controlled sub-only chat questions, and then we'll move on. For starters, we talking about characters. Now let's talk about stories, or in One Piece, backstories. Intermission. Yup, streaming, man. The time came, brother. This is something that I don't think you could spoil for me too much because I saw it and you didn't. You said the Odin backstory was unnecessary. Am I correct? Incorrect? How do you feel about that?
Bro, but you gotta think about it like this, bro.
All right, we're thinking.
Imagine, like, I'm gonna speak to you in Dragon Ball Z terms, right?
Okay, talk to me. I love Dragon Ball.
You know what I'm saying? Goku and Jiren about to fight. Like, they facing off. They about to fight.
Okay.
And then it's just a backstory about how Frieza blew up the planet and brought and Goku to Earth. A 20-episode arc about that. You trying to see Goku and Jiren throw hands. You ain't trying to listen to all that shit.
So let me get this right. So you're saying that you acknowledge that it's important, but it's in the way.
It's in the way.
Because, yeah, chat's not going to get what you're trying to say. I know him personally. I know what he's trying to say. You could argue WL analogy. I know what he's trying to say. He's trying to say that it's an important backstory, but I'm not trying to see that shit right now because it's in the way of something entirely different.
Like, Sasuke scared Naruto about to fight Madara, and then we get a 20 episode backstory about how the nine-tailed fox attacked the village.
Okay, well, okay, so my question, do you think Odin's backstory is that irrelevant to what Luffy is doing?
It's not irrelevant, but when you're watching the show, they tell you about the backstory in the show too. You probably won't get the intimate details, but they tell you every time the samurais are on the screen, they go back and talk about it.
Okay, well, that's the one part that he's not wrong at. I will say the samurai sure do talk about it, but hey man, there's a lot of people in the chat right now. I unfroze them just to read their comments on this because I knew this would make them mad. Yeah, they're pissed off. They're still saying it's a horrid take. It's peak. You still gotta watch it.
Well, I didn't say it was bad. I just don't want to watch that right now. I'm trying to watch
Luffy invade type shit. Well, hey man, I just wanted to give your thoughts on that. I told people for a couple of times, I don't know if it got edited out in some videos or not. I haven't rewatched a couple of my One Piece clips yet, but I told people this and they thought I was making it up. He dead ass don't think that shit mattered. And to a degree, I see where you're coming from, but I will also say, hey man, that's a lot of story to be skipped up, but I'm the same nigga that skipped Frankie backstory.
That's fine, bro. I just watched your video on it and I got the same experience.
So you just watched like a totally not marked video of Odin's backstory? You was just like, bet?
Bruh.
Shout out to Totally Not Marked. I was just naming the nigga.
It's Kaido, bruh.
Oh my God. I just had to prove that, yeah, man, there's someone else out there that skipped the backstory too, because my chat hates that I skipped Frankie's. I skipped the shit out of Frankie's. But I thought it was boring. I ain't gonna lie. I thought the difference between me and you is I thought that shit was boring. And I still think it was boring. I still don't see too much relevance to that shit. I ain't gonna lie. But hey, it's because I skipped it. But no, on a dead ass serious ass note, chat. No troll, no bullshit. And this is where I'll let the One Piecers think I hate their show, despite probably what's going to be a 30-40 minute positive review of One Piece, up to 1,000 episodes. I just, outside of quite literally the old weapons and why he likes building boats, back then, for context, now I like Frankie. So now I would do it. But back then, I didn't really give a fuck. Like back then, I kept it a band with y'all back then. I didn't have too much interest in Frankie. I was like, okay, Frankie's cool. It is what it is. The purple hair guy should have been dead. It's cool. It is what it is. I didn't really care. So I already went into the backstory not really caring about the characters. And the point was to make me care about the characters. But then the premise of it, the first 2 episodes, is just kind of boring to me. I mean, I understand it was a little dramatic, but it's kind of boring to me. So I was like, fuck it. And it just skips to the future. And to this day, we're gonna sit here and say, I understand nothing about the show till I watch those 2 more episodes, because I think it's only 4. So until I watch those 2 more episodes, I know nothing about One Piece. I'd be damned to say you do. Because if I were to talk to somebody who's never seen my channel and just talk to them about One Piece, I don't know at what point would they checkmate me. And it's like, damn, I'm cooked because I'm a fraud. You know what I mean? Especially given the fact that they show like the significant couple scenes. They show when Tom gets packed up or whatever the fuck this yellow dude name is. So I just don't know. But maybe one day, kind of like the fan letter, we'll go back and watch it, man. Speaking of the fan letter, that's what I mentioned earlier. One Piece fans, still One Piece fans. Still ain't seen that shit. It's not that I don't want to see the fan letter, but it's to the point where I honestly basically know what the fan letter is. It was a situation of One Piece fans lacking self-control. Not only was it like, yo, I want to finish the series first, but then they start telling me what it was. So it's like, oh, now I really don't want to see that shit first because I want to finish the story. Now I want to finish the story. So now I really don't want to see it first because I know what the fuck it is. Can I finish the story first now? So it is what it is. But, being said, we just had a couple of random negativities. Let's go back to the center here. We're back to backstories, though. I won't sit there and say Frankie's is the worst because that's a dick move. Instead, I'll start off with the best. And the best is very tight composition when I think about it. I still have, like, this emotional attachment to Robin's. I still really fuck with Laws as well. And Odin's was cool. So it's one of those 3 most likely. It's one of those 3 most likely. I will say this though, the one that I had the most fun reacting to, no doubt about it, was Sanji's. Sanji's part 2 backstory, I had a blast reacting to. Maybe it's because yeah, I think you guys are familiar with me. If you're not familiar with me, I just don't do good with like sad movie moments. I don't do good with like, it's not like a nervous thing or you need therapy thing. I've just always like, if it's a human, maybe I wouldn't laugh. But like, especially in cartoons, like facial expressions, sometimes I just laugh. So, all of that shit was funny. Every single last moment. When that nigga couldn't swim, funny. When that nigga fell on his head, funny. When they just beat him up for no reason, funny. All of that shit was fucking funny. The only thing that wasn't funny was literally this scene. I was like, oh, okay, that's not funny. But yeah, so Sanji's Bloodline Rules arc was pretty fucking funny to me. I'm not gonna lie. It's also very emotional. And I think of all the backstories, what made me pull this one up is I think his and Law's are easily the most well-timed ones. Robin's is great, but Robin's, I think, could have been introduced earlier. I hope that's not a bad thing. It wasn't ineffective, hence why it's still in the top 3 conversation to me. But I think Robin's was introduced like literally at the climax, kind of like what my friend is talking about, where, hey gang, you gonna free Robin or not? But before you free Robin, let me tell you why you should want Robin to be free. Like it's like, I guess, like a fucking guess, man. You know what I mean? Give Brooks some respect. Brooks is good, but you have to make a top 3. I personally don't have it top 3, but it's good. It's good. It's very good. I just don't have it in my like personal top 3. I just simply thought the other shit was sadder. I think there's the only like bad ones. Objectively, I would say Frankie because, I skipped it, thought it was boring. But like a bad backstory, none of them in terms of what they do are bad. The One Piece backstories either provide lore and context or are just like poorly timed. But I don't think any of them are like objectively stinky bad. Like Usopp's backstory, Zoro's backstory, which I still unironically weirdly fuck with. The only thing is stairs. But outside of that, I still fuck with those stories. I just don't think it's like something to brag about. Like why would I brag about that? There's nothing. Definitely talk about the most recent one because I have a couple other reviews on the channel. Shout out Doflamingo's as well, but I think Doflamingo's character is more entertaining than his backstory. When we talk about this guy, Odin's backstory, man, I'm gonna keep it a ban. You could argue it's the best one. If you want fun, if you want lore, his objectively would be your number 1. Because his has arguably the most lore, and it honestly arguably is the most fun. The issue with it for me, y'all already know, it's a criticism with the series. You'll hear it later in the video when we talk about criticism with the series. And I don't give a fuck. Ain't no Straw Hat alive. Ain't no Ace Hat alive. Ain't none of you niggas doing it.
That shit long as hell, dog. Hey!
Nobody thinks it's fucking bad. But oh hell, that shit long as hell. And if it's better than the manga, mazel tov to the manga.
I'm watching the show.
That shit long, bruh. That damn backstory long as shit. Regardless, though, it even has some underrated emotional scenes. Yeah, that would be my only criticism of it. Odin is a character that you quickly fuck with, like heavily. Like I fucks with Odin. Hell, this backstory actually worked with something that I think a lot of other backstories fell flat on. Not criticizing other backstories like Robin's, like Law's or whatever, or even Big Mom's necessarily. Why did I bring her up? Because those backstories do a good job at making you care about the information being provided about the verse or the character whose backstory it is. This is probably the only backstory to me that I care about the other characters more now. I came out of this, and this is why I would say it could be potential Mickey, because you could argue this is a Wano backstory, but after this backstory, I hated Orochi, or Orochi, whatever that nigga name is. After this backstory, I cared a lot more about Kinemon. And after this backstory, Momonosuke went from like a bottom 3 character to me to hell. Okay, the tot, aight. He's a aight tot. So that's what I'm saying. I think this backstory, you can easily make the argument it is the best. But I'm not gonna lie. My criticism, it is a big one. It is just too damn long. And some nigga will sit there and say attention span, hey gang, fantastic for you. Fantastic for you, bro. Congratulations. I'm the nigga that thinks J. Cole's best song is fucking For Your Eyes, and it's 8 minutes. I'm the nigga that likes Monster. I can listen to 8-minute songs, 11-minute songs, fucking 4-hour movies and shit. I ain't got a tolerance for 20-minute backstories. I mean 20-episode backstories though. You got me there. Now, speaking of Orochi, I got some pack to smoke, nigga. Look, man, I don't hate Pedro. Look. Cool character. I think he was. I think him and Brooke Loki was cooking. So I don't think he's a bad character. I just think he has the easily funniest death to me in One Piece. Easily. Now, y'all see I got the bootleg or authentic Ace hat. That's up to some of y'all niggas. I fuck with Ace. I've seen that in my chat as well. A couple y'all niggas hate Ace. A couple y'all niggas fuck with Ace. Have y'all fucks with Ace? Ace cool. Ace cool. Sabo might be better. I don't know. We gonna find out. But I fucks with Ace, man. Worst backstory, I guess, default to Frankie or Luffy, because, you know, it is what it is. Luffy's first how I became a pirate backstory. Luffy's backstory with Ace and Sabo ain't that bad. Let me make that very clear. But transitioning from the backstory thing to favorite arc. See, this is complicated. Because what I've noticed about time skip One Piece is that bitch can do anything but skip time. And I'm not trying to be funny. I know that sounded like a coinky dink clever. No, I'm not being funny. That's the thing. I think objectively, I like Dressrosa, Whole Cake, and Wano stories more than like 99% of part one. From a pure what is going on in the plot, if I had to make a BCR or if my non-DMV niggas a summary of the fucking arc, if I could paraphrase it, I would like those concepts. But considering that the pacing does fucking matter, you know, it takes me back. Makes me think about that time that Kuma packed up everybody at Sabaody. It makes me go back to times where them niggas was out there trying to fight Arlong at Arlong Park and shit. But I think my answer is still, because I think it's the one arc among all arcs that a lot of people wouldn't argue it's too dragged. You can argue all of them are dragged, but especially compared to everything else, I would say my favorite arc. I think I might still say Marineford, but I am back and forth between Marineford and the combination of Enies Lobby and Water 7 or whatever the fuck. The reason why, by the way, if that's Mickey, the reason why I combine them is because I don't see that as really two separate stories at all. I'm sorry. If that's a sin, and it's kind of like that guy that splits the Android Saga and the Cell Saga. Nigga, that's all the Cell Saga to me. That's all one complete cohesive story to me. So yeah, it's definitely between those two in part one One Piece, and then like honestly, Wano and Dressrosa. I think Whole Cake is fine. Whole Cake can be a bit annoying sometimes. I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna say it. The more I thought on it, Whole Cake can be pretty annoying. As a person that had to watch Whole Cake through, it can be pretty fucking annoying. But the reason why I'm saying Whole Cake can be annoying is because Whole Cake, when it's dragging, will just do some of the most irrelevant or redundant shit in all of One Piece, I would argue. Like, you're gonna have an episode dedicated to Big Mom yelling, "Where's my cake?" again. Now, while I liked the dynamic, you're gonna have Pudding and Sanji tell jokes for 20 minutes again. You're gonna cut to Category giving Luffy an uppercut, and he's trying to see the future, and then cut away to some other gimmick, then Luffy punches him in the chest just to get uppercut again, and that's the episode. It's just like, what? So it's like, of all of the One Piece memes, Whole Cake has it the worst, because Whole Cake will just do some dickhead shit for no damn reason. Dressrosa struggles as well. There's an emote, chat. You know what emote I'm talking about. Dressrosa, every moment from when you thought Bellamy dies until he actually gets beat up. Holy fuck. I mean, the drag fest. So don't get me wrong. There is other arcs in the series that does it. I just think Whole Cake's One Piece moments are by far the most annoying. Dressrosa is the most obvious and egregious. And that's what's making me low-key want to say Wano. But considering there's, I don't know,
8 more episodes and I'm at a fucking 1,000.
Wano is probably going to do something to get in the conversation as well. But yeah, that's the thing. I love time skip One Piece. If I have to settle the debate, I guess the next scorecard, time skip One Piece or PTS One Piece. I love time skip One Piece more when it's good, when it's on timing, when it's not trolling me. But PTS One Piece just seems like a lot more concise. I think that's very fair. I don't know if the episode count backs it up, but PTS One Piece just flows better to me. So it depends. Definitely a flip a coin. It's certainly a good debate and a testament to how good the series is that both sides of the fucking coin are pretty good. Now let's talk about the punchies. Not gonna lie, some of my favorite fights / moments / type shit in One Piece. I would still say off rip, a fight that I think y'all love that I'm cool on, low key, and I know that he's not packed, so I got to be very careful. In fact, I'm not even going to risk it. Editor, you'll just put it on the screen. Luffy versus Lucci, the CP9 niggas. When I say I'm not saying in general. I'm saying given what a lot of people told me it would be. One of my friends literally was like, yo, that fight's one of them ones. And I was like, okay, bet. I can't wait. I go watch it. It's good. It's good. I mean, I got better fights for you. I got better fights and moments for you. I got 2 in Arlong Park. When Luffy put the straw hat on Nami, let alone that fight. I like that fight more. I could go all the way to what's it called? Marine 4, Luffy versus the goddamn Ops. Hell, I like prior to that fight more. I like the moment before and after the fight more than the fight. I like the moment where the nigga shoots the flag more. I like Robin crying more, and I like Mary coming back more than all of that shit. I ain't gonna lie. I like it more. Now, the reveal of Gear 2 was fire. Again, I'm not saying the reveal of Gear 2 wasn't gas. When that nigga punched the ground and said, now second gear, I remember vividly reacting and be like, what? I remember that shit. But like, this is gonna trigger you, but I'm gonna say it. It wasn't even my favorite fight of the fucking arc, man. I like this one a lot more.
I love Luffy versus Usopp.
I love that fight. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what the fuck? That fight's way better. Because Luffy versus Usopp was so fucking emotional. It's one of them fights where you know who the fuck is gonna win, but it's sad the whole motherfucking time. So nah, man. So when I was sitting there and I was hearing about the Lucci's joint coming up, maybe it's because I like this fight a lot more. Whatever the case may be, I just like I don't want to say it's overrated. I see the niggas in chat tweaking out. It might, by definition, be overrated. But I don't know, man. I don't even think it's the best fight in the fucking arc. I don't think it's bad, though. Again, the real Gear 2 is fucking awesome. What else? Y'all already know. One of my favorite moments.
The moment that wasn't a moment.
This moment single-handedly has people believe that Thriller Bark is good, and I will die by that take. Yo, Thriller Bark sucked. I'm just gonna say it. This is the one thing. Yo, this moment is like beyond S tier of S tier moments. It could easily be my favorite. I'm just going through it right now. It's a live review. I'm probably gonna forget a favorite moment. Comment below your favorite moment. But yeah, this is easily one of my favorite moments in the fucking verse. Now, a moment that I don't want to pull up because I'm pussy. And anytime you Google Luffy on Google, it could be a bad thing. When Luffy was crying, not the one where he's punching the ground crying, but when Luffy was crying saying we're not strong enough, I laughed at him. I ain't gonna lie. But over time, I grew to fuck with it. I grew to fuck with that. I think that's one of those moments. I wouldn't say it's in my top 10, but it's growing on me. The sad about, yes. When he was crying, we're not strong enough running, I said, oh, you're a bitch. Oh, my glorious King Goku never would. But then when everyone did get packed up, man, that was sad, man. right. Like literally before they got packed up, I was like, oh damn, Luffy, what the fuck? You going like a bitch? When them niggas did get cooked, damn, that is kind of fucked. But I really like that moment because, and this is something every anime fan aspires for. Granted, me far less than the fucking internet anime fans that make people not want to fuck with anime. Anime fans have an obsession with the main character getting their ass kicked, losing. Not saying that I don't like a main character to have trials and tribulations. I don't want a main character that's just like a damn near gag level. Pause if needed. But no, I definitely was like, oh damn, that nigga not only lost, but like there ain't no look back no time soon. Like that nigga is not coming back anytime soon. that nigga's packed for like God knows how long. So I fuck with that moment a lot more. I'm trying to think, is there anything else? Oh yeah, when Luffy ore farms the admirals and marine fort, all of that's fine and all. But when we get to the time skip though, this is where I talk about where the time skip will have like a bunch of random ass moments that you would think won't fucking matter, but apparently the animators just say, fuck it, why not let it fly? Like, remember that one fight that Zoro had versus the dog? Or the dog that wasn't a dog but ended up being a dog? Remember that random ass fight? Why the fuck did that fight look so good? Like this nigga Zoro starts Naruto running to this nigga, and then he. I was like, what the fuck? So yeah. Part 2 has a lot of shit like that. So I'm certainly gonna miss some of my favorite part 2 moments and fights. Oh, I kind of swayed away from fights in part 1, but I guess perhaps that's a criticism in part 1. A lot of the fights in part 1 are relatively cool. You know, like the fight with Enel. God, whatever the fuck his name is, that fight's cool. It was fun to see the ending. The fight with EARLLY, I think, is really good. The fight with Crocodile is a fight that I stay forgetting to talk about, and I do think is really good. The fight with the Admiral is kind of a pub stomp, but it's good moments type shit. But when you get to part 2, that's when the fights get really good to me. Yeah, when you get to part 2, that's when the fights just genuinely become like visually appealing. Yeah, I would say off rip, you know, Doflamingo versus Luffy, fire ass fight. I'm not gonna sit there and act like it doesn't have its pacing issues, but when it actually progressed the fucking story, fantastic. Dofi, by the way, I'm just gonna say Dofi's still my favorite antagonist. I'm just gonna let that be said. It's not that I don't think it's debatable. Is it? I guess it is. If you fuck with Kaido, I don't know everything Kaido does. Kaido's a dick. So maybe in the future, maybe nah, there ain't no way in hell you say Big Mom. Maybe you think Katakuri is just that fucking cool. But yeah, it's just, Dofi is just like literally, I know for a fact he's my number 1. So it's just a matter of who's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But yeah, I think his fight's good. I mentioned Katakuri. I think that's probably the best visually appealing fight I've seen thus far. Just because it really harped home that it really had a lot of interesting themes to it. Obviously, you could tell Katakuri's just trolling. He just wants Luffy to be stronger and then still beat him because, you know, you can't be Big Mom, but this is going to be the best fight of my life before I kill you type shit. Damn, I don't know what my, like, best one is, though. That's probably the best visually looking one, but I like more emotions in my fight. So I might still say Dofi got that. Let's see what they let's see if I'm missing any key questions. One of my minds got something they want to say. Any talking point you think I missed? Any questions? Anything like that?
As of now, I mean, you've seen some more stuff, you know, here coming up with some lore drops and shit. Like, do you have like any like, you know, legitimate like predictions on like what you think is gonna happen and shit?
Oh shit, good fucking. All right, man. All right, that's a fire question. Any predictions? I got 3. 1, there's no way this is the end of Straw Line Rules. I think it's too peaceful. Everybody on the Straw Hats is all kumbaya. Something gotta go wrong. Cause that's what it was the last time. When everybody was at their best, that's when this nigga Usopp just fucking started tripping. So hey, I feel like it's some gonna go down with these niggas. 2, I don't want to seem like a hater. I think when Zoro slide back, he might actually get his dub. But why did I say I'm gonna sound like a hater? Cause when I talk about Luffy sliding back, he might get beat again, bruh. He might get whooped again, chat. He might get whooped again, chat. I think that nigga on Demon Timing but I think he about to get whooped. Cause you can't tell me he just learns how to shoot a shit like a projectile. He learns the John Ken Goon paper, and now he just beats the nigga. So I don't know, man. Third, when it's all said and done, I'm gonna end up officially calling Robin a fraud. Cause if she don't get in the ring, I'm gonna have a problem. Robin gotta get in the ring. Yeah, y'all thought I forgot about that? Robin gotta get in the ring. All right? Robin gotta get in the goddamn ring, okay? It's been too long. Y'all done told me at episode 400, wait. At episode 500, wait. At episode 600, wait. At episode 800, wait. We had 1,000 fucking episodes, and she only stomps NPCs. She only stomps NPCs. Nah, bro, she gotta get a body. She gotta get a body, bro. She gotta get a body, bro. And I fucks with Robin, but she gotta catch a body, bro. Why Nami in the field more? Hell, General Chopper in the field right now. Luffy punching. Oh, I did forget about that. Luffy punching a celestial dragon was hilarious. You're right. I did just completely forget about that. That is one of my favorite Luffy moments. That's a W, chat. Last and certainly not least, I think it's time. We have Straw Hats. We have to give an objective ranking. All good things must end with some toxicity. I have Chopper tier at the bottom. Look, man! Look, man! Look, bro, I swear, bro, I got a beef with Chopper. Somebody gotta be at the bottom. And he funny, but that's about it, bruh. He the doctor. Damn, I mean, he's essentially a plot device as to why the Straw Hats don't die after every arc. You know what I'm saying? He's cool. But I think he is clearly the bottom. It's just favorite. It's not importance. If we did importance, we'd be here all day. Uh-oh. Caleb calling. Yo.
How do you feel mentally? 1,000 episodes.
Oh, okay. I didn't answer that. That's actually a good question. After 1,000 episodes, how do I feel mentally about One Piece? Well, we won't know until after Wano, surely. I'll say that. But to those that have not seen One Piece yet, it's easier to binge because it's 15-minute episodes low-key. It's low-key 15 minutes. It's not the real 22 minutes. You got 5-minute intro, 4-minute outro, and you know some of the shit in the beginning of the episode is a spoiler title, so then you're skipping those 10 seconds. And then honestly, even after the intro, you got to rehashing 20 seconds. So really, you're starting your episodes 4:30 to 6 minutes in, give or take, every time, and you're ending your episodes at 22 every time. I'm not gonna lie. That's, again, 18 to 15-minute watches. It's shorter. So I'll say episode to episode, it feels shorter. It's just so many fucking episodes. The draining things about it as a streamer is definitely playing hot potato of, okay, I'm binging through this, but not this, binging through this, not this. Obviously, as a streamer, you get certain episode suggestions, whether it's from chat or my editors, but that's not the biggest deal. I've grown numb to that. However, I would say to any person that is not a streamer, which is 90% of you watching, 99% of you watching, to be honest, when you're binging One Piece, man, don't watch it with anybody else. Not that I don't like the chat, not that I don't like uploading it on there, but I think watching One Piece without the pressure of having to admit whether shit's peak or not is going to go a long way for you. Because when you're watching with someone else who's seen One Piece, I keep telling you, the fans lack self-control. They're going to say some shit that they think doesn't matter, and it does. Every time. It's literally a moth to a flame thing. I highly recommend watch that bitch Dolo. One, so you go at your own pace. Two, so you don't have someone sitting there accidentally spoiling you or accidentally telling you, just wait till you get to this, wait till you get to that. Third, honestly, so you can have your own outlook. And last thing, it is an investment. And all the One Piece fans, hell, even Future Sage telling Past Sage, don't knock it till you try. What I would not tell that nigga is it's not an investment.
It's an investment.
There were several Straw Hats on my video from a while back when I said I'll never watch One Piece. And I was like, bruh, that shit time consuming as hell. I remember that chat saying, bruh, once you start it, it'll be easy. No, it's not easy. You go invest your time into it, my boy. I binge anime at an unhealthy level. So if I like something, I can do it, but I understand I'm weird. So go at your own pace, bro. But my mental personally, yeah, it's cool. I've pretty much accepted that One Piece fans are always going to be people who lack self-control, but they don't mean it. They're literally like this. Unironically, before I go back to ranking the Straw Hats, they are on this is like the perfect picture of what a Straw Hat, what a One Piece fan is. Crying that their shows peak, but feeling misunderstood because they don't mean to be toxic and annoying, but you're toxic and annoying. Now, ranking other Straw Hats, what is it? Like 8 left? Coming in at number 8, though, I would say, or 7, 6, 5, whatever the fuck the number is. My next least favorite Straw Hat, honestly, yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, it's Jinbei. I ain't gonna lie. Don't get me wrong. And this is where I say that the Straw Hats are pretty good characters. Because he's just the one I'm not attached to him yet. And then I see a lot of what's in chat. But hey, chat, quick question.
How much of Jinbei did I see?
You know what I'm saying? Like, he just legally became a part of the game. Like, you know what I'm saying? The nigga just got here. I do like this character, though. And then the next name, I don't want to type the next name, but I gotta type the next name. All memes aside, it is Robin. On a personality level, it is Robin. I do like the other Straw Hats' personality more. It's not even the fight thing. Take the fight memes aside. Take the fraud shit aside. It is Robin. It is Robin. I think that, mind you, again, I said Chopper is down here. Jinbei is good. Robin is good too. I think Chopper's not a bad character. I think just Chopper's significantly the least interesting Straw Hat to me. Then after that, yeah, we start here. I think for me, I can only invest so much into how fire the fucking backstory is. Because Robin now, not even referring to fights, just is like a ton of one-liners. Like her gimmick, it is a good gimmick. I like her gimmick of one-liner, way too dark for no fucking reason. Like just recently, the last thing she said was like, when Jinbei sunk the ship and officially joined, Robin was like, yeah, man, what if it was like a kid's ghost that just hunted the shit out of people on the seas for like limitless, like what the fuck? You know what I mean? What the fuck are you talking about? I actually do really like that gimmick that she has right now. But but she deadass is just off screen a lot. And if she's not off screen a lot, then she's just not consequential enough for me to be like, okay, cool. And then her personality is just the chill girl. She is literally an embodiment of I'm just a girl. I don't think her personality is that charming enough for me to put her higher. I don't think that she's just not too much into the stories at all times. She's significant to them because of what she could do, but type shit. The most overhated character in One Piece fandom, and I'm gonna die by it because I don't get it at all. Next on the list, I got Usopp, man. What? I don't understand it. He's like to sit there and tell me Usopp's not an entertaining character. And I guess. I mean, hey, gang. I guess the nigga not funny. Guess he's not cunning. Guess nothing about that character. Nothing about this character is something of entertainment. And I'm not gonna sit there and say he's a fight bot. Again, I already know some of you guys because Robin's not high. Oh, it must be a fight bot. But then I have Usopp higher than him. So I don't think that's a dangerous level of you're yapping. Usopp doesn't fight. He's not a big time fighter or nothing like that. But I think his personality is more than funny enough. The nigga will not do shit and take credit for it. It's a gimmick that never exactly gets old. It's never always hardy ha, but it doesn't get old. Usopp is always an entertaining character whenever he's on the screen. I'm never bored when Usopp's on the screen. I'm never bored when he's on the screen. Usopp, at least to where I've seen, has way more significant moments. Yeah, I'm just gonna fucking say it. How about before when he shoots across the motherfucking map because he's like, yo, if Luffy turns into a toy, if Law turns into a toy, it's
Ball game!
What are we doing? How about that? I just mentioned the fight with Luffy earlier. What the fuck? What are we actually doing? What are we actually doing? But we're sitting here because Robin is attractive to you niggas, because Robin has a fire backstory. It's like, yeah, the Cork solo. No, it doesn't. No, it genuinely doesn't. It actually does not. Now, if you think the nigga's not funny, I can't help you with that, nigga. You don't think he's funny, nigga? That's tough. But y'all are crazy as hell. The more I'm talking about it, what the fuck are we doing? I'm not gonna lie. What the actual fuck are we doing? There are certain moments where Usopp is arguably the MVP. Robin has maybe 2 MVPs. Next Straw Hat for me. I got Nami, man. I ain't gonna lie. I don't think the character fell off. I just think the other characters honestly have stepped up. She's highly debatable with the person right above her. Highly debatable with the person right above her. And honestly, I go back and forth on it all the time. Y'all talk, everything y'all said about Usopp, you could say, all the like random hate takes about Usopp, you could do for Nami. And like, I wouldn't do it, but you could do it. If you're gonna sit there and talk about a character that complains all the time, are we serious? Are we dead ass? like are we trolling right now? She complains beyond the most on the Straw Hats. I do think Nami can sometimes be funnier than Usopp though. On top of that, I think Nami, I resonate, I feel more for that character. So that's why she's above Usopp. But she's very debatable with the next person on this list. So I'm just go ahead and skip to the next person. I'm just going to skip to the next person because she's very debatable with the next person. I got Frankie, man. I got the Frankster next. I really fucks with Frankie. Man. Because I think when it's time to really like double down on what you believe in, Frankie would do it. Now, here's my thing. Frankie, over time in Wano, I got to see what he does. Because in Wano, Frankie's just here. But prior to, especially, like literally from the time skip until now, Frankie's just always just done some MVP level shit. like y'all are talking about plot significance with Robin earlier. Again, there's just endless moments with Frankie we can list if we're going to do the list off games, chat. Frankie, for like the entirety of Dressrosa. For the entirety of Dressrosa, this nigga's the MVP. The entirety of it. The entirety of Dressrosa. I would argue he's genuinely the MVP. Top to bottom. There's only one other character that you can honestly argue beats him. But like it's literally what the fuck levels. And he just keeps that kind of role and gimmick going on. He's toned down the cringe. So that's why right now him and Nami are neck and neck because I do still care about Nami more than Frankie. I know that sounds weird, but I'm never bored when Frankie's on the screen anymore. And I usually thought I was. So yeah, Nami and Frankie, Mickey, but they're like tied, interchangeable. If you were to flip this and you think, oh, I'm bugging, Nami is way better, I'm not going to get mad at you. If you think that Frankie's way better, I'm not going to get mad at you. I have them extremely relative. I think they're the most relative Straw Hats to me in terms of likability. The next one, man, Sanji, dog. I fucks with Sanji heavy. I think the next characters I'm about to name are just straight up good characters. I don't know what to tell you. They're just straight up like just good. I think all of the Straw Hats, even Chopper, are just like solid characters, if not good characters. But like now, it's just like, nigga, I do not care about your bitching. like holy shit, I do not give a fuck about you crying about 4, 3, 2, and 1. They're all fantastic characters to me. Sanji is here though. I'm emotionally invested more into the character than honestly maybe everyone below him. And that speaks volumes because he also does some of the coolest shit. He has probably my favorite OST of the Straw Hats. Yeah, he probably has one of my favorite OSTs, if not my favorite OST of the Straw Hats. You can maybe argue you get tired of the kicking shit. I don't. And then he's always just like, we talk about MVP awards. He's like Game 7, Fate of the Universe on the line clutch. This nigga's just always at the right place at the right time every time. I fuck with bro. I fuck with bro heavy, man. Third place. This is easily my MIP and MVP right now. Without a shadow of a doubt, I fuck with Brook heavy. I fucks with Brook. Straight up. Hey, maybe this is another character that I could see y'all bitching as to how I have him above Sanji, how I have him above Robin and Nami. No, and I ain't gonna lie, go fuck yourself. You're not watching the show. This nigga's fantastic. This nigga's a fantastic character. Not only is he just consistently funny, he consistently does like some of the coolest shit in the show. And then not only is he funny and doing cool shit in the show, but he also has the clutch gene with him. You know what I'm saying? Everything about this, again, like when we talk, I've said it earlier about other characters, but this one literally may apply to outside of fucking Luffy, the best. And I am not bored when Brook's on the screen. like Brook never is doing boring shit. That side mission, I don't even think this is one of Brook's best moments or arcs, but that side quest he was doing with Pedro before Big Mom pulls up, and then this shit was tough. That shit was tough. Hell, even when he pulled up with Frankie just now, and he just drove on Big Mom, paused and needed. Nigga, this nigga is consistently arguably the best personality and simultaneously like perfectly timed character placements in the show. I fucking love Brook, man. He's third. First and second, y'all know who it is, man. Y'all know who 1 and 2 is, man. I've already talked about who my Glorious King is, and I've already talked about how good this other character is. It's Luffy and Zoro, bro. It's Luffy and Zoro. In the order, I like Zoro more than Luffy, but you could easily argue Luffy's the better character. That's why I'm saying this is not who is the better character ranking. This is who I like. I think when you get into the realm of better characters, you have situations which chat is already doing at YouTube comment section where you're just listing off what this character does and that character does. So yeah, no, I think this is literally a pick 'em. They both have their obvious strengths and weaknesses. I don't need to yap your head off. It's the basic bitch pick, and I ain't gonna lie, nigga, I'm never one for forcing myself to be complicated. But that's my 1,000 episode recap. So take care and stay blessed.